Warning, this podcast contains themes of extreme violence and murder. Subject matter may be offensive to some listeners. Discretion advised.
What's going on?
I want to report a dead body.
Where?
On 29th and Park.
29th and Park?
In the backyard at the northeast house on the corner.
Northeast house on the corner?
Yeah.
How do you know if the dead body's there?
I put it there.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Evil Transgression, your homicide headquarters here in podcasting. I'm your host, Josh.
And Rex.
And Dustin.
And we want to welcome you guys all in again. How's life, gentlemen? How are things?
Not bad, you know. I wish Ohio would make up its mind on what temperature it wants to be. 55 one day and 12 the next.
It's good old Ohio. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
That's right.
But other than that, Dustin, what about you, buddy?
Nothing at all.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
He has no friends, so.
I have two.
Two friends.
And they're right here in front of me.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I have.
God. Jeez, that's why you call us all the time. So we got a pretty good one for you guys today. It's a little, let's listen to this episode and pretend that we're going to this family reunion with this family. Cause we've done killer cops. We've done crazy inmates.
Yep.
We've done sick people, crazy old Jet himself.
Yeah.
We've done, the outdoorsman killer.
Right.
So why not just do one big crazy family, right? And it didn't start out this way by any means. It didn't. I sat down to write this one and I said, I'm going to do it on this gentleman here. And looking into his past, I was like, there's no way that I can do this episode and not talk about his crazy family.
So the whole family is crazy. Kind of like a Texas Chainsaw
You're gonna
Massacre.
It's like an urban Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Dang.
So
in this episode, we're all going to be going by different names.
yes. So strike what I said. This is Evil Transgression. I'm your host, Bobby Anderson.
And I am Manuel.
Manuel.
I'm still Marky Mark.
He's Marky Mark. No, so in all seriousness, this is a good one. But I'm pretty sure that I could tell you Dustin's address if anyone wants to know.
You ready to get it started?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right.
Everybody buckle up. Evil Mob. Here we go. On the Blair Family. Starring Mr. Terry A. Blair.
All right.
Terry Blair was born September 16th, 1961 in Kansas City, Missouri. His mother, Janice Blair, suffered from mental illness and only finished the 9th grade. He was the fourth oldest of 10 kids. Yep, that's a big old family.
Right.
The family was poor. I don't know why you'd not be poor if you have 10 kids. I've got 4 and I'm poor. So,
But back then, that's what they did. It was nothing for a family to have 6, 10, 20 kids.
yeah, well,
I'll stick with 2.
yeah.
Good call.
Thank God.
Right.
We don't need 10 of you running around. The family, very poor, lived in a poverty-stricken area on Prospect Avenue in Kansas City. But let's discuss Terry's family first. Before we get into the crimes of Terry A. Blair, bear with me because this may be a little bit out of whack on the good old timeline. But
You're going to be jumping around on this one.
Well,
at the beginning,
not a whole lot.
Okay.
You're really going to confuse Dustin then.
Dustin might be confused, but
It's Manuel.
yeah, Manuel. So, but the reason behind this is I want you to understand just what type of family Terry A. Blair is coming from. Terry A. Blair is the famous one of these people. But to me, this whole family should be famous because they're all quite nuts. So bear with me.
We're about to make him famous.
In August of 1978, Terry's mother, Janice, shot and killed Elton Gray, who was at the time her drug-dealing boyfriend.
Oh, nice.
So that's in 1978. That's, what is that? How old's Terry?
17.
17? Yeah. 16, 17 years old. August. Yeah. 16. Getting ready to be 17. Reports are actually out there that say that, the paramedics are trying to revive Gray within eyesight of 6 children watching TV. They're just sitting over there watching cartoons while the paramedics are trying to revive Elton Gray. So,
Wow.
that's pretty fascinating. I'm just going to say.
Didn't even phase him at all.
No. So, there's that. Janice, the mother, she used her mental illness and an Alford plea to get only 5 years probation for the murder.
Dang.
What?
Yeah. So, the judge ordered her to receive psychiatric care, which nobody really knows if she did or not, but 5 years for killing this guy. It was her boyfriend, but the Alford plea is basically what got her off in the mental illness. Now, if you don't know, an Alford plea in United States law is basically a guilty plea in criminal court. It's where a defendant in a criminal case does not actually admit to the criminal acts, and they still claim they're innocent, but they know that if it was to go to trial, the judge or jury would probably find them guilty beyond a reasonable doubt based on just the evidence. So they go off of this Alford plea, which is saying, I'm not guilty, but because you have all this evidence that basically would make me guilty, I'm going to say I plead the Alford plea. So that's how she got off, which is mind-blowing. You have all this evidence that basically says I did it, but I'm going to say I'm not guilty, but I'm guilty. So
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
And you only got 5 years probation for murder.
yeah. But they wanted her to get psychiatric help. She probably needed it. But she didn't. We don't know if she got it or not. Nobody really knows. Old brother Walter Blair Jr., he, 6 months after Mommy killed Elton Gray, Walter Blair Jr., which is Terry's brother, was charged in the death of 16-year-old Sandy L. Shannon, whose body was found in a snowbank. Shannon died from a shotgun blast to the back. Prosecutors charged Walter Blair Jr. with capital murder, but the case was dropped when witnesses refused to testify.
Dude, what is up with this family?
We're at the bottom of this mountain, so we've got a path to go, but you're already getting an idea of what we're dealing with here.
So, they all commit murder and none of them get in trouble.
Well, this one is based on the witnesses saying, we didn't see nothing. We know this family, we didn't see nothing. Walter Blair Jr., while in jail awaiting the trial that would never happen, met a man who was incarcerated with him, who offered him $2,000 to kill a woman so she could not testify at his rape trial. When Blair Jr. was released, he kept in contact with the man and convinced him to offer $6,000 instead of $2,000 for the hit. On August 16, 1979, Walter Blair Jr. followed through on the hit, killing 21-year-old Catherine Jo Allen. Walter Blair Jr. confessed to abducting the woman from her apartment before taking her to a vacant lot and shooting her. He was convicted of murder and was executed. So finally, one of them got what they were looking for.
Wow.
Half-brother, Clifford Miller. Let's have a little talk about him,
Can't wait.
because it only gets better, right?
Nice.
Terry's half-brother, Clifford Miller, was convicted in the 1992 abduction of a woman from a bar. He shot the woman in the arm and drove her to an abandoned house before raping her repeatedly and beating her until she passed out. She suffered a gunshot wound, fractured skull, broken jaw, and broken cheekbones. She spent 2 months in the hospital recovering. Clifford Miller was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 240 years for charges including kidnapping and forcible sodomy.
Jesus.
What's causing them to all go down this path?
Maybe they got like lead paint in their house or something.
Are their parents first cousins too?
I mean, it's you got a crazy family, but you also got a crazy family that's got 10 kids in it. So
Right.
Well, I mean, and the family has a history too. The parents.
yeah,
The mom, she's out here killing people too.
yeah. Well, she has a mental illness. Maybe the mental illness actually is hereditary or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
could be.
who's the dad? Where's the dad? Seeing this?
Let's figure that out. I don't know. We've got. I mean,
We got
gotta-
mama.
Still got a whole list.
yeah, but I mean, we're still on one generation, guys. Let's finish this generation before we get to the next one.
Jeez.
So, sister Warnetta Blair, Terry's sister, also did her share of crime along with her sons. In September of 1980, Warnetta Blair and her husband Nola White III were charged with stabbing James L. Bell to death. She was 25 years old at the time. She got her charges dropped, though, when she agreed to testify against her husband.
Everybody in this family gets their charges dropped.
Well, but state law prohibited her
State law.
from testifying against him. But evidently the charges still got dropped.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
So it's weird.
You can't testify against your spouse, right?
Apparently not.
Huh.
Not in old Kansas City, Missouri.
Interesting.
But Nola White would admit to the murder and go to prison. So that's how she gets out of it. So in December of 1989, which is 9 years later, Warnetta Blair would strike again. This time the victim was her then boyfriend, a Cuban drug dealer named Pablo Gomez.
So she's now killed somebody else.
Yeah, that's 2. I mean, the body count is picking up for the Blair family. Gomez, the boyfriend, was found bound, gagged, and killed in an apartment he shared with Warnetta.
I don't feel like that's something she could do on her own.
Well, she didn't. Check this out.
Huh.
Warnetta Blair would plead guilty to the crime, admitting that she and a friend had tied Gomez up to rob him of his drugs and money, but they didn't intend to kill him. In fact, she said she and the friend left Gomez tied up, and he was still alive when they went to a neighbor's house where they smoked crack all night.
So they tied him up, came back, and he was just found dead. Like, how was he killed?
It doesn't really say. It just said he was found bound and gagged.
Oh,
He probably suffocated.
Oh, could have. Yeah.
she's still guilty.
She needed that
Right.
crack, man. She needed that crack fix.
Smoke that pipe.
I want to smoke that crack. So, her son. Let's move down the family line here, guys.
There's some more.
Oh yeah, Nola White the Fourth.
I love how they keep using that name.
Yeah.
Just passing it on.
Passing it on. Warnetta's son, Nola White IV, would eventually plead guilty to the 2001 murder of his own father, Nola White III.
What?
So Nola finally gets out of prison, and he gets into an argument with his dad in his father's furniture store. The boy shoots the father in the head and kills him.
So I feel like this family just like goes by their own rules. Like they don't follow no rules with the
Yeah,
state.
they
They just do
don't.
their own thing.
They're evil, dude. This is an evil family. Diamond Blair, Warnetta's other son, was arrested at 6 years old
What?
for stealing and has been in and out of the state custody most of his life. 6 years old. 6 years old. What was I doing at 6 years old? Cartoons, baby.
Peeing in your diaper.
Man, you was still in a diaper at 6?
Not me.
Yes,
Not
you
me.
was,
You.
liar.
Not
He still
me.
slept with his mommy,
Pee-peeing
too.
in my diaper.
Take a nap with my mommy.
6 years old.
Anyways, tell your story.
Trying to get past it.
I was watching Scooby-Doo, Mr. Rogers, man.
Mr. Rogers.
I still watch Mr. Rogers. You leave Mr. Rogers.
Hey, I was watching Pee Wee Herman at 6. That was a classic show
It
on
was.
Saturday morning.
And Rex, you were watching him at 6 and you grew up to look like him.
What
It's getting rough. It's getting rough in here.
Man, I'm just going to completely edit him out of this episode. So.
So, 6 years old, but I mean, he gets busted for stealing, arrested at 6, but he's going to add to his rap sheet. So by the time he was 16 years old, Diamond had assault charges, auto theft, and fleeing the court's McCune School for Boys. In 1991, Diamond racks up 4 robbery charges. The judge decides to charge Diamond as an adult and send him to jail to await trial. While in jail, Diamond and 2 other boys sodomize a 15-year-old boy.
See, they shouldn't have let him back out. Ever.
Well, he's probably going to be in there for a while now. So,
He should have been in there until today
and he might.
and beyond.
Well, at the trial, Diamond, who is above the law according to his thoughts apparently, spits on a Jackson County assistant prosecutor and cusses him out while guards are removing him from the courtroom.
It's going to go over well.
Yep. I'm 16 years old, but I'm too good for law.
Call the law.
Call the law. He was sentenced to 18 years.
Good.
Yeah. Diamond would do those 18 years and get out of prison.
Not good.
Not good.
No.
Wouldn't take him too long to find his way back, though.
I bet.
Because on June 24th, 2009, Diamond and 2 accomplices shoot and kill 22-year-old Montague Kevin Ashline in an attempted robbery.
Jeez.
Let
He
him
wasn't
out.
kidding about this whole family just killing everybody.
Yeah. Video surveillance showed Ashline with his hands in the air before Diamond Blair shoots him. The guy had his hands up, basically saying he didn't have anything for them to steal. But he shot him. So, Diamond is given 2 life sentences plus 100 years and is in the Jefferson City Correctional Center in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Where he belongs.
Yep. Well, it just sucks that somebody's life had to be taken in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we're, that's just basically the type of family that we're talking about here. Because we're getting ready to move to...
You haven't even talked about the main guy of the story yet.
Yeah, we're going to do that next, but I just wanted to invite you guys to the Blair Family reunion that's happening this year. And you got to bring you a hot dish.
Nah,
Sit down
I'm
and-
good.
Sit down at the table and...
I'll stay nice and cozy up here in Washington State, far away from them.
Washington?
Yeah.
Who are you kidding? We're in Hawaii. And the only way you can get here is by a rowboat. From the port of Asia. So you got to row all the way.
It takes a lot of money to get where we are.
Yes.
You can't get over here.
So don't come, Blair family. No. So let's talk about old Mr. Terry A. Blair, the main attraction of this story. Mr. Terry A. Blair. In 1982, at just 21 years old, see, we're going a little back, Terry murdered Angela Monroe. She was Terry's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 2 children, who was pregnant with child number 3 at the time. So we went back a little in time, but like I said, I wanted to show you the rest of the family before we dive into Terry. Killed his baby mama.
And what
And
was
his
the
baby.
reasoning?
The reasoning behind this is he thought she was working as a prostitute.
Oh my God.
It was never known whether she was or she wasn't, however, but he thought she was.
So even if she was, he murdered her and his unborn baby?
Yeah.
How far along was she?
I do not know that. I don't think it states it anywhere, but that's
well, that just goes to show you what kind of guy he is.
he's a stand-up dude. Sentenced to 25 years in prison for the murder.
He should have been sentenced to life. You killed 2 people.
Right.
Yeah. Terry serves, but guess what? Terry serves 21 years and is released early on parole in 2003.
Of course.
That would have been 2 years after Nola White IV killed his father, in case you're keeping track at home. So, the following year, 2004, that's going to be a busy year for Terry Blair. Now we're going to see the real Terry Blair. Granted, you've already killed your baby mama.
And your baby.
But now we're going to kick it up a notch. On July 14th, 2004, the body of Anna Ewing, a known prostitute, was found behind a vacant apartment building by a worker spraying weeds. She had been strangled with her own clothes and her neck had been broken. During initial investigations, however, her death would be ruled an accidental overdose of cocaine.
So you accidentally overdose on cocaine and break your own neck?
And strangle
with your
strangle
clothes.
yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be one hell of a party.
By yourself.
Not sure how you mix those up, but okay. Right?
Yeah. Sounds like they need a new coroner in Kansas City.
Well, maybe they was like, hey, this might be the Blair family. We ain't saying nothing. So on September 2nd, 2004, 2 more bodies were discovered. 58-year-old Patricia Wilson Butler and 38-year-old Sheila McKenzie were found under a tarp in an old abandoned garage. Patricia Butler's body was underneath Sheila McKenzie's body when they were found. Patricia Butler's body was too decomposed at the time to determine a cause of death. But Sheila McKenzie had been strangled to death, and her neck had also been broken. So
Let me guess. Another overdose on cocaine leading to a broken neck?
No, because we're going to get a little confirmation here, because the following day after the bodies of Patricia and Sheila had been found by the police, Terry Blair calls 911, trying to disguise his voice, and tells police that he had killed the 2 women they had just found and told them that another woman's body was behind a vacant house not too far from where the first 2 were found.
What is up with criminals? Like, why do you like to taunt police and do stupid stuff like this?
He was tired of them.
Lord Terry?
He was tired of them stinking up the neighborhood, apparently.
God.
The woman that he basically told him to find was 40-year-old Carmen Hunt, another known prostitute. Her cause of death was unknown. I'm pretty sure that it was the same as the others, but...
Cocaine?
No.
By a broken neck?
I had so much cocaine, I broke my neck and strangled myself with my clothes.
So he really had a thing against prostitutes.
Well, he does. That's exactly it. The
now,
caller...
Is he like sexually assaulting these women, or is he just killing them?
He's sexually assaulting them and killing them. I hate prostitutes, but I'm going to have sex with them and then kill them.
That's smart.
So Carmen Hunt, another known prostitute, dead. Find her. The next day, on September 4th, another 911 call was placed to the police. The caller, again Blair, trying to disguise his voice, which he was not very good at, says he wanted to report 2 more bodies of prostitutes, referring to them as scum.
Here's those smart criminals again, just like Thomas Lee Dillon, playing, messing around with writing letters to the paper, and then you got this guy calling in to disguise his voice. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty well-known, guy in that town. I mean, his whole family's been arrested for murder, so they're gonna know it's him when he calls in.
They they know the Blairs quite well, apparently, in Kansas City, but we played a clip of the 911 call at the beginning of this episode, and you can tell it's somebody trying to act like they have like a a foreign African accent. It's pretty bad, Terry. Don't do that. It's pretty bad. I mean, just admit it. Do your time. Get in the chair. Get the juice.
Ride the lightning.
Ride the lightning. The bodies he called in and reported were 31-year-old Claudette Junelle and Darcy Williams. Both women were strangled with their own clothes and their necks had been broken. You know what that means.
They did cocaine.
Cocaine overdose. Not at all cocaine overdose. Claudette was found behind a boarded-up building. And good old Darcy was found in an alley.
Can I just say something? We're not joking about the deaths. We're more joking about how the coroner said that.
Absolutely.
You know.
No, it has nothing to do there's no hilariousness in the victims itself. It's in the fact of how stupid can you be to say, oh, her neck's broke and she's been strangled with her own clothes. She must have done some cocaine.
Right.
So.
I mean.
And it's now been, 2 sets of women with the same.
Yeah, I mean, we got a body count going. 2 sets of women that he's called in and reported. But there's been other women, like the first woman was found, and then he called in, after the other 2 were found and said, "Hey, it was me."
Yeah.
But I mean, we've got our body count up. But all these bodies of these women, these prostitutes, are found along Prospect Avenue, which is an area known as the corridor. This is basically a hotbed for prostitution. So. I mean, he's not a fan of prostitutes, but apparently he's a fan of prostitutes. So
he's a fan of sleeping with prostitutes and then murdering them.
Clearly.
And I wonder if that goes all back to his wife, him originally thinking she was a prostitute, and kind of...
Exactly, it's weird.
Yeah.
You think about it, he killed his wife and did the 20-some years for it, right? So... But the reason that you killed her is you thought she was a prostitute. Well, now you're picking up prostitutes to kill them.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like he likes them.
He likes to kill them. We know that.
Yes.
So, Terry Blair was arrested a few weeks after the 911 calls on October 15th, 2004, after semen DNA on and in Sheila McKenzie linked her to Terry Blair.
Oh, so now he's even dumber.
Yeah.
He leaves his DNA on a body that he kills.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate you so much I'm going to have sex with you and kill you.
This is 2004, so DNA was, it was still relatively new, but it was in advanced stages.
Exactly.
This dude's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, not the smartest criminal, but hey, family tradition, right? That's what we said. So 7 hours of interrogation. Blair denies knowing Sheila McKenzie, let alone having sex with her. Guess what, buddy? DNA don't lie.
Right?
That's right.
I mean, tough to get away with DNA. I don't know you, but you have semen on you that belongs to me. Not a believable story there, Terry.
Another reason old Terry is dumb.
Defense attorneys argued that the DNA only meant Blair had sex with Sheila McKenzie and nothing more.
But he didn't know her. Like, do you just randomly have sex with girls you don't? I mean, not that you don't know, but like
he said he never seen. He's
never
met.
met.
I have no connection with her.
Those dudes.
But defense attorneys are going to do what they can to try and. I mean, they're doing their job. I'm sure they thought, hey,
this dude's full of shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to win this case, but this is how I'm going to try. Defense attorneys argued the DNA only meant Blair had sex with Sheila McKenzie and nothing more. Prosecutors argued that the manner in which the semen DNA was found proved that Sheila was killed by Blair without ever having a chance to properly clean herself up after sex, as if she hadn't moved after sex.
So basically, he raped her and then killed her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean,
Or killed her.
Killed her
raped
and then raped
killed
her.
her and raped her, yeah. This guy might be one of those dudes. So,
God.
but regardless, it's proven, A, not only did you have sex with her buddy, you killed her, because it's kind of a gross way to figure it out, but these guys, that's their job.
Yeah.
They're good at it.
They can have that job.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to be a CSI guy.
Do you?
Dude, that would be awesome.
It would, but
I don't know. You know, finding some of the bodies would be kind of messed up. I don't want to deal with no kids. I don't want to deal with nothing like that. Because, I'm sure you take that stuff home with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're good at what they do. And Terry's not good at what
Terry
he
is terrible at disguising his voice.
Terry is terrible at disguising his voice.
Hey, like Thomas Lee Dillon, remember? He was a prank. He used to prank
Yeah.
people. This
Well, that
dude
was
terrible
the,
pranker.
That was the FBI profile of him. This guy's a terrible pranker. So yeah. So I'm gonna use my before the start of the terrible. Before the start of the trial, prosecutors made a deal with Terry Blair to drop charges on 2 other murders and to not go after the death penalty if he would agree on a trial without jury. So they made. I don't know why you made it.
So what do you want, a bench trial?
Yeah. But I think it's because the evidence they needed really wasn't there. I mean, it was a risk. I mean, sure, you had the one that you could probably pin on him, but you needed more than just a phone call. And
Did they not take DNA off the other victims? Or
well,
was it too
remember,
decomposed?
the other ones were pretty decomposed, but they made a deal with him. Terry took the deal, of course.
I hate when they take deals. I hate that.
It avoids the death penalty, which, I mean, I don't. Thank God I'm not in that situation to have to make that decision. But do you want the death penalty, or do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison? I mean, nobody wants to die. I mean, I don't think.
Right. But anymore, it's almost like the death penalty is basically life in prison because you're on death row for 30 years.
Dude, there's so many appeals.
Unless you live in
so
Texas.
many appeals. Yeah.
Unless you live in Texas like you. And then it's...
I live in Texas. Hey, wait.
it's not
You messed that up twice.
That was my Terry Blair impersonation school degree that I got. Hey, I live in Texas.
So, pretty much, unless you're in Texas, you sit on death row for 30 years. Texas, you might get 5 to 8
hours. What was it? Was Ron White said Texas is putting in an express lane? But yeah, they don't play in Texas. But still, death penalty or life in prison. Terry took the deal to avoid the death penalty, so we know which way he was leaning. So
you know what? He's a little sissy.
So he pleads guilty to the murder of 6 women, including Anna Ewing, who they originally declared was an accidental overdose of cocaine.
Oh.
So they're like, hey, wait a minute. You know what? Cocaine didn't break her neck. Terry Blair broke her neck.
Well, I'm glad that finally got resolved. I mean, even me hearing it knew that was full of shit.
Yeah, it was a weird...
Who comes to that conclusion?
Yeah,
Who's like,
weird
she was
conclusion.
strangled and she got her neck broke. Cocaine overdose.
Buy her own clothes.
That's so stupid. I hope this coroner is no longer there. Like, he should be working at Certified gas station.
Do they have certified
The Duke.
in places other than where we're living?
Probably not.
Duke and Duchess. I don't know. BP. Whatever.
I don't know, but
Do you even know what BP stands for?
British Petroleum.
Oh, impressive.
That's where I'm from. Britain.
I'm from Britain.
Oh,
That's my Terry Blair British accent. I'm from Britain.
That's terrible.
Hey, we love you, English people, if you're listening, which you are. We love you. So, but before the verdict was announced, Judge John O'Malley chastises the Kansas City Police Department for its media coverage of the case. a show that we all like. At least I do. The
Should
A&E
have
show.
chastised that terrible ass coroner.
Yeah.
That's what they should have did.
Well, I guess check this out. The A&E show, the first 48, which I mean, I love that show. It's if you're a true crime guy, who doesn't like the first 48, right? But
When they solve their crimes.
yeah, well, they had followed along during this investigation as the Kansas City Police Department discovered the women's bodies, and it made the media coverage of it just basically that much more.
That's pretty cool. They were there.
Well, it is cool, but the judge throws a fit about it and chastises them because he said bad police work was done because they were too concerned with the cameras being present. Said such bad police work that some of the evidence was easily refuted by defense attorneys during the trial. So, I mean, they were apparently more concerned with being celebrities than with being
Out there trying to look cool.
than solving crimes. So, and O'Malley actually said the police should pursue the criminals instead of the cameras. Which, hey, I concur. When you're part of an investigation that says, "Hey, cocaine done strangled this girl with her own clothes." Yeah, we saw it too, Judge. We're with you 100%. So.
But we are not on board with you not finding a new coroner. I'm still on that.
Well, it was probably a combination of coroner and police. So maybe he was on TV too, like, "Hey, Mom, look what cocaine does to kids."
That's fine, but you can't blame the police because the coroner is the one who makes the final decision on how somebody died.
Yeah,
And he's dumb.
yeah. I'll give you that. And if the coroner has an issue with that, you can find us in Vermont. Terry Blair is ultimately sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. As the verdict was announced, families of the victims, who had actually grown pretty close during the trial, hugged each other as Terry Blair stared at the ground. Terry A. Blair is now housed in the Potosi Correctional Center in Mineral Point, Missouri. Still alive, but in prison. Because you avoided the death penalty. So,
He hoed out.
hold out. But
Took that plea deal.
he did what he had to do.
I guess.
So,
I guess so.
there's that. There's that.
Man, this family was pretty wild.
Yep.
Pretty wild family.
Can you imagine Christmas
No.
at the Blair,
Why?
at the Blair homestead?
Yeah, because there's like probably 3 people because the rest of them are in jail. Somebody in the Blair family is always in jail.
Yeah. You kind of feel bad for him, I'd say. No, I don't. I don't feel.
No, not at all.
I don't feel bad for him here in West Virginia.
Oh, God.
No, I mean, again, we are not by any means making fun of
The victims.
any victim, but a pretty wild family we've got here.
It is. It's more of making fun of the coroner in this case, which if you listen to
You
true
are.
crime, you should call me
You are,
or email me
yeah.
so we can have a talk about how terrible you are. You're pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call Manuel.
Kansas City, Missouri. What's going on out there? What's going on in Kansas City, Missouri? Cocaine, strangling prostitutes. That's what's going on. So that's the Blair family, guys.
Oh, good job.
Hopefully, we can move past this one. And
Yeah.
but hey, it was our first family.
Yeah, it was. And our last family, too.
Well, we'll see about that. But it's the last time we're going to talk about the Blair family on this.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Blair family, we love you.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. But hey, this is Markel Smithson that was doing this episode. So
Along with Manuel and
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
That's right.
So, hey, that's the Blair family, guys.
Well, all right, guys. Don't forget to email us email us. Give us some questions. We want to answer your questions.
Exactly.
Give us some suggestions on what to cover. You know, what do you got? Leave us a
iTunes.
review.
Hey, yeah, definitely leave
iTunes.
us. Yeah, iTunes. Hey, if on Monday mornings, if you're using the Apple Podcast app, if our episodes are not showing up, sometimes you have to refresh your app, which is weird. I don't know if that's going to work itself out or not. Maybe Apple just hates us because I hate Apple. But refresh your app if you're not getting us on Monday mornings, because we load our episodes and have them scheduled to be released at midnight of Mondays. So when that clock hits midnight, we're hitting that send button. So you should be able to listen to us when you get out of bed, you lazy asses. But if it's not there, hit refresh and we'll be there. If not, listen to us on Stitcher, listen to us on
Castbox,
iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts,
Spotify,
Podbean. Ooh.
Tell your friends
And your mamas,
and your preachers,
and your daddies, and your Rexes, and your sisters.
All right, guys. Well, next week we'll be back with an even better episode.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at what, 500 downloads now.
Yeah, close.
Not bad. Close to 500 downloads. A little after.
I'm guessing the music is the biggest part.
Music is hot, dude. These
I
are,
know.
hey, you guys don't understand. Let me, hey, before we finish up. Now I've been listening, because we have to listen to these episodes to make sure that they ain't as bad as what they are when they finally hit. Because, I mean, you guys are getting a finished product. If we had like a blooper reel, you would understand what we're going through. But so we have to listen to the episodes every week. And we'll listen to it 2-3 times to make sure we got all our flubs and errors out. And sometimes we do.
Sometimes we mute Dustin a lot.
Yeah. But so last week was the first time that I listened basically to the whole episode through earbuds. And, normally I'm just listening to it on the laptop or on a computer or some cheap earbuds. I listened to it on a good pair of earbuds last week. And Rex's beat hits hard, man. I'm telling you. I was like, hey, that theme song is fire. I did. But hey,
Rex, also, I think, aren't we going to start having different outros?
Yeah,
Tell us
I don't
about
know
that.
if I can do it every week, but yeah, maybe every 3 or 4 episodes I'll try to put in a new outro beat.
ooh, that gives you a reason to stick around and listen.
So you can
It
hear it.
does.
That way,
And you can hear this, us talking about absolutely nothing.
yeah.
Wow,
But, hey-
he plays, yeah.
The good news is, if you listen to the whole episode, then you listen to the whole episode.
That's right.
But you have to hear Rex's fire beats.
That's right.
So now you're hooked. And we got you. Don't fast forward though. No. So you got anything else?
I'm good.
Nope,
Rex?
I'm good.
One of these times you guys are gonna have something.
Just not
We
today.
already did it. Subscribe, email us.
Yeah, I talked about
Talk
music,
to us.
So.
Send
did
us an
talk
email.
about
Hey,
music.
also, in about 3 weeks, we have a surprise for you all, courtesy of me.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't even know about this yet.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely, man. That's actually a pretty big deal.
it is.
So that's gonna be fun. So well, hey, if you guys finish this podcast while you're waiting for our next one, if you want to slide on over and give these ladies a listen at Death Row Kitchen,
Yes.
they
It's our friends, Drew and Nancy.
Yes.
which is kind of crazy. Like, I wonder if that's their real names.
I
Like
don't know.
Nancy Drew.
I know.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
It is.
But they're 2 awesome ladies who run a pretty nice show over there. Give them a listen and give them a like and a follow. Our little friends over at Death Row Kitchen. And just a heads up, we're gonna try and do a little work with those guys here in the future. So,
Ladies.
well, you know what I meant. 2 ladies.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Peace.